Did you know that in Genshin Impact, if you move the dialogue slider from left to right, Paimon will say things so that you can judge how loud the dialogue is?
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon? Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay?
Well, if you do this too often, Paimon won't be best pleased.
Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon? Hey! Are you just messing with Paimon?
So Paimon will realise that she's being made to look a little silly and will ask if you are messing with her, which of course you are. Hello and welcome back to Hidden Video Game Details, the series that aims to show you things that you may not have known about your favourite games so that you can look really clever in front of your dad's friend Steve. As always, if you think you know of a hidden video game detail that I'm yet to cover, then please let me know in the comments down below. Oh, and before we get started, I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Acer and Nvidia. Now, once again, the cool guys and girls at Acer and Nvidia have sent me their beastly Helios 300 gaming laptop to try out. And when I say beastly, I do mean beastly. Boasting an Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060 graphics card and a 10th gen Intel Core i7 processor, the Helios 300 is capable of delivering, on average, over 90 frames per second on the latest games at 1080p. Of course, the Helios is powered by that 3060 laptop GPU, so that means you get access to all the benefits that come with owning an Nvidia GPU. That means you can enable DLSS, which boosts your in-game performance using the artificial intelligence cores, commonly referred to as tensor cores, that are only found in RTX GPUs. I've not even mentioned Nvidia Reflex, which improves system latency, meaning you should hit more shots more often, and the excellent Nvidia ray tracing technology that can completely transform how a game not only looks, but plays. To see more of what the Helios 300 has to offer, as well as support this channel in the process, click the link in the description now. I know Santa's only just been, but maybe he forgot to drop something down your chimney this Christmas. Once again, a huge thank you to Acer and Nvidia for sponsoring today's video, and without further delay, let's get started. So let's begin today's episode with Ready or Not. An ultra-realistic tactical first-person shooter, Ready or Not puts you in the shoes of an elite SWAT commander. As I said, it's super realistic and super tense, with one well-placed shot enough to drop an enemy or even you. Of course, in a game with an emphasis on realism, you should really expect that level of detail, but it turns out that it's not just the shooting that is realistic. On the car dealership map, if you shoot at the fish tank, this will happen. So the fish tank will leak until it reaches your bullet hole, just like it would in real life. You can do this all the way down the tank until it eventually empties. I know this detail shouldn't really impress me as much as it does, but I still find it really cool. Up next is excellent indie game Rain on Your Parade. Now, we have covered Rain on Your Parade in previous episodes of this series, where I thought I'd found all of the cool details there was to find in the cloud simulator. But, and I'll never get sick of saying this, you guys have once again proved me wrong. The first of these details can be found in the game's overworld. So if you remove this rock, a message can be found underneath telling you to leave the giant stone alone. For the other Rain on Your Parade detail, you will need to visit the House of the Sun. And no, that's not the name of a Chinese restaurant, it's actually where the sun lives. Now, during the game, the sun is an enemy of your cloud, but after completing the campaign, the sun has decided to chill out and can be found watching TV. Well, if you decide to interrupt the sun's me time and rain on its TV, the sun will say this. So in a pretty funny fourth wall breaking moment, the sun will be mad that you broke its TV, before acknowledging that the TV will simply respawn once you leave the house, which of course it does. Now there was once a time where we couldn't go 5 minutes without a special edition of a console being released. Some were really good and some were not so good. Well, the console I wanted to share today is the Star Wars themed Xbox 360. Styled like R2-D2 with a golden C3PO controller, it's a pretty nice looking console. However, the Star Wars love isn't just visual. Care has also been put into the sounds that the console makes. For example, when turning on the Star Wars limited edition console, it will sound like this. So a cool R2-D2 sound. That's not the only sound that this console can make though. If you open the disc tray, this will happen. Now I don't know if you'd class this as a hidden detail or not, but you have to admit it's a really nice touch. So up next is super creepy ghost hunting sim Phasmophobia. Now in a game that is full of scares, the game's lobby is somewhat of a safe haven. Well, apart from this creepy figure that's watching over you, but perhaps he's there to make sure you're safe. Well, if that's what this creepy figure is doing, they aren't doing a very good job. So approaching this door in the lobby will cause a ghostly figure to appear, which, considering I thought that the lobby was safe, has since left me with major trust issues. The other Phasmophobia detail can be found on the Christmas themed campsite map. If you approach a snowman and are very, very patient, this will happen. So the snowman's head will eventually turn to face you. I say eventually because it does take quite a long time for the snowman to actually turn around. So if you want to try this one for yourself, make sure you have something to do while you wait. Now before we take a trip to Gotham City in LEGO Batman 2, I just wanted to share something I noticed in Halo Infinite. When approaching Marines, you can see that they have their fingers on the trigger. However, if you take a look at a Spartan, you can see that they are practicing good trigger discipline by having their fingers off of their triggers. I mean, I can't blame the Marines for being more cautious than the Spartans. It's not like they have a suit of armour protecting them, so I'd probably do the same. So to end today's video, let's take a look at the brilliant LEGO Batman 2 DC superheroes. LEGO Batman 2 is one of my favourite LEGO video games ever. Mainly because I love Batman, but also because it's a damn good LEGO game. Now it doesn't have the biggest roster for a LEGO game, with 50 playable characters, but sometimes less is more, you know. Or at least that's what I tell your mum. Now a popular theory among video game fans is that there hasn't been many Superman games because as a character, he's really hard to balance. I mean, how would you have Superman fighting random thugs and feel like he's in danger? Well, in LEGO Batman 2, balance simply doesn't exist. So Superman cannot be hurt, like at all. No matter what happens to him, he will not lose a single bit of health, which makes him the perfect little brother character. The other detail from LEGO Batman 2 can be seen when using Batman's X-ray suit. This suit does exactly what you think it does. It gives you X-ray vision, which among many other uses lets you get a closer look at some of DC Comics' finest. Well, there is one character that the X-ray vision doesn't seem to work on. So as Clayface is made of clay, I know, shocking right? He doesn't have a skeleton, meaning that it isn't visible when Batman uses the X-ray suit. It's a really nice touch. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of hidden details and Easter eggs in video games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.